That's okay. All right, let's talk lids. So I'm going to take you back today, back in time when I was coming up, where you would turn on the television and you can actually learn something from someone cooking on TV. So if you're still with me, here we go. Let's talk lids. Lids are something I get questions about a lot. When do I use a lid? What is a lid for? Those are the two main questions I want to answer. One, what is a lid? A lid is simply a device to control the amount of humidity that leaves the pot, right? We have 3 different types of lids in the kitchen. I'm sorry?
Your other burner's not on.
Oh, thank you. We have 3 different types of lids in the kitchen. We have a hard lid. What's a hard lid? A hard lid is normally what the pan comes with. It means that you make a hard seal on top of the pot. Now, to be quite honest, ooh, this is going too fast. To be quite honest, I come from the professional kitchen, so when we use a lid, it's whatever we can find. I will use everything from another pan, where I can just stick it right on top because I only need the lid for a moment or two. I'll use a plate now that we're in the winter time to put on top to warm the plates for dinner, so I don't serve hot food on cold plates. But to be quite honest, I have one lid for every size pot that I have. So I have like 4 28 centimeter pots and pans. I only have one lid for them because I just need to complete the aesthetic look. I don't need one lid for every pot. So that's a hard lid. That's for things like making rice. Great example, pot of rice. We don't want any of the humidity to escape, so we put the hard lid on so the rice can absorb all the water. Then we have another type of lid, no lid. What does no lid do? No lid allows the maximum amount of moisture to escape and out of the pan or the pot and reduce whatever's left inside. For example, making ragu. That's a great, whenever I make ragu, no lid at all because I want everything to cook down nice and slow in the pot, thicken up, and make more of a dense sauce.
Or right now you're doing stock.
Or right now I'm doing stock. So I don't keep a lid on the stock because I want the water in the stock pot to reduce down and concentrate everything inside. Then it comes to the last one, and this is the only tricky one. This is called a soft lid. Now what a soft lid does is it allows some of the moisture to evaporate and it keeps a nice humid environment in between the pan and the top. What do I mean by that? Well, if I'm braising, for instance, I'm braising on the stovetop or in the oven, and I want to keep moisture on the meat when I'm cooking it, I use a soft lid. 3 typical ways to achieve a soft lid. One is by taking the pot lid and cracking it. Now, I don't really use that method because I don't think it's very efficient. I have no facts to back up my theory, but I just don't use that one. The second way is to take foil, put it over the lid, poke some holes with a knife, okay? That's another way. I'm not a foil guy either. The way I use most of the time is with parchment. I make what's called a soft parchment lid. How do you do that? Well, you take a piece of parchment, like so, right? We crumble it up, like this.
What?
Crumble it up, and then I have some apples. We're cooking down some apples, for example. This is a perfect example of why you would need a soft lid, because I want to keep some moisture on between the paper and the apples to let them cook down. But if I put the hard lid on, you have kind of like apple soupy mush, which is what I don't want. So I undo the paper. I put it directly on top of whatever I want to cook. And now see what we have. This is going to be hot because it's on. But we have what's called a soft lid. Steam can evaporate the outside, but there's a barrier between the apples and the paper where it'll be nice and humid, and that'll cook the apples down. All right, so next time you're standing in front of the pot, scratching your head, do I need a lid? All you have to do is ask yourself one question. What do I want the moisture in this pot to do? Do I want it to all stay in? Do I want some to stay and some to evaporate? Or do I want the whole dish itself to evaporate down? Hard lid, soft lid, no lid. Very, very simple. All right.
It's not the sexy stuff.
No, it's not the most interesting thing, but guess what? This is cooking. This is really cooking. So thank you so much. Buona domenica. We'll see you next time. Ciao.